What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here with a review for Sistas Season 3, Episode 14, and the episode was titled One Word Answers. Alright, you guys, so before we get into this, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not yet subscribed, I'm going to need you guys to do me a huge favor and stop taking me out on this day. Hit that subscribe button, like button, the notifications on, share the video, and with that out the way, guys, let's go ahead and discuss Sistas, shall we? Alright, you guys, so this episode, it picked up literally where we left off last week with Calvin and the naked white woman. So, the naked white woman's name is Peggy, and she's telling Sabrina, oh my God, you're Sabrina? I've heard so much about you. Really? Okay, that's very interesting that you've heard a lot about Sabrina, but she knows absolutely nothing about you, Miss Peggy, and that you're naked. So Sabrina leaves, and Calvin is so upset. He's asking Maurice, why are you home? Well, because I live here. I paid the rent here. My name is on the lease. There are a multitude of reasons why I came home. The better question is, why is Peggy ass naked in my kitchen, in my refrigerator on top of that? Like, that's the real question. So then we see the girls, Danny, Karen, and Andy. They are all at Sabrina's apartment waiting for Sabrina to get home, right? So they talk about the fact that the bank got robbed again, right? And they're talking about the fact that Maurice is blaming himself. Karen feels Maurice shouldn't blame himself, and Andy and Danny said, whoa, stop, sister, in your tracks. Aren't you the one that went on the first date with a guy who robbed a liquor store? And she ain't had nothing to say. I was like, well, damn, how did that happen? And then didn't you tell him to bring you a snack out? I was like, oh, so you knew he was robbing it, and you just told him to bring you something out. Well, Karen, you ain't shit, huh? So you can't judge. So then Sabrina comes in, right? And the girls ask if she's okay. She says, I'm okay. Now, mind you, she's kind of stomped in just a little bit. So she tells them, like I said, she tells them they're fine. And she asked them, why are you guys here? And they were like, Karen's like, well, I told them about what happened at the bank. So we just came down to see if you were okay. And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Sabrina's annoying. Actually, Sabrina and Karen are the most annoying characters on this show to me. To keep it real with you guys, Sabrina and Karen work my nerves, right? So Sabrina told them about, what happened at the bank, about the guy, the fact that, Maurice met a guy, and, the guy held him at gunpoint, came to the bank, and tried to, rob the bank. When I think back about that, that is the most interesting storyline, right? So Q&M had this whole elaborate plan to rob the bank, but y'all didn't even get away with so much as a penny. What was the point? What was the point? And you can be ID'd. Q for sure can be ID'd, so I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me, but hey, whatever. So Sabrina then tells them about, Calvin and Peggy. And they were like, girl, what? Yes. So to switch this conversation, Sabrina's like, you know what, Karen? Did you tell the girls that Aaron proposed to you? They were like, wait, what? Who did what? Who did what? She was like, really, Sabrina? Well, no, she didn't say Sabrina. She said, really, Brina? I hate the fact that they say Brina. Brina? Okay. So she said, I said no. And they're like, is it because you still have feelings for Zach? I mean, I still think about Zach and this and this and that. Oh, my God. Then she told them about Zach giving her the money. So then they asked Andy, hey, Andy, are Zach and Fatima a thing? Andy said that she doesn't know, which technically she doesn't know. I just don't feel right with them. I don't feel that them grilling her that way was cool. Like, it just wasn't cool. Why y'all grilling at her? But you work with her. She's like, I'm her boss. But you brought her around us, and telling her she's cool. Those are different situations, right? So then there's a knock at the door, and who is it? It's Calvin. I'm gonna pause here, and we're gonna move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So Calvin comes into the apartment, and the girls are still there, right? So they're talking, and Calvin was like, "Can we talk alone?" They were like, "No." He's like, "I didn't know you had company. We're not company. We're family." So he's talking about, he's trying to explain what happened, right? And he's talking about the fact that Danny doesn't, not Danny, but Sabrina doesn't want to commit to him, right? And Danny says, well, the reason that she doesn't really want to commit to you is because of the panties and the vibrator. And he got all up in his chest and told Danny, "Fuck you." I was like, "What? Oh, is that how you feel?" I was like, "Is that how you feel, right?" So then he tells Sabrina, like, "I'm going to my place. I'm cooking dinner. Be there by 8 o'clock." I was like, "Oh, Calvin's balls have dropped out of his panties." I was like, "Okay, Calvin." So they were like, "Girl, you going?" She's like, "I'm not going." They were like, "Girl, you better get your ass up and go." So they're leaving because Danny got a call from Preston, and Andy's gonna go deal with Gary's fuck shit, and I don't know what the hell Karen's finna go. Oh, Karen said she's finna go call Zach. Girl, why? And then she's asking once again if not Karen, but if Zach and Fatima have a thing. She's like, "But if they did, I would think that Andy would tell me." That's not Andy's place to tell you anything. And also, Zach had you blocked. Zach is not featuring you at this point, Karen. So why are you looking very thirsty? You're looking really thirsty. Like, that ain't Andy's place to tell you nothing about Zach and Fatima. So mind your business, please. Mind your business. So then we see Danny. So Danny went home, right? And Preston was there. So Preston is unsure of a lot of things, right? Now I don't blame Preston for being unsure about things when it comes to Danny, because the thing with Danny is Preston is a good guy, but Danny doesn't know how to effectively communicate. That's the issue when it comes to Danny. She just cannot effectively communicate or convey her thoughts and opinions. Because there's a way, a time, and a place to do everything. So he said he was unsure if she wanted to see him. She says, "Oh, I definitely want to see you, just not every day." And that's fine. That's fine. That's completely fine, right? Um, so he wanted to talk to her, but he doesn't know what to say to her. And he tells her he came over to fuck it. She was like, "Oh, excuse me? Yeah. That's gonna be a no for me, buddy." But he's telling her, like, we don't have anything in common, right? Like, that's the only thing we have in common is sex. And I'm like, he's not lying, right? And he kept talking about fucking, and she was like, "Why do you keep saying that stuff?" And then he kept talking, we said WAP, Coachy. I mean, I was like, where did this person come from, and who is this guy, right? So he tells what's her name, Danny, that she needs to open up more, which that is true. She does need to open up a lot more. So we're gonna pause here and we're gonna move forward. All right, guys. Now toward the end of the episode, it was a lot of redundant stuff that I don't even know why we got it, but hey. So next up, let's talk about Andy. So Andy, she went home. Gary is there, being typical Gary. I'm like, "Gary, if you're not happy, leave. If you're upset, leave. Whatever feelings you feeling, if it ain't one of happy and being anything of happiness or joy, get your ass up and walk out." So he's giving her the silent treatment, right? So, but then he tells her, "So I bought a place, and I'm just waiting for it to be painted. And when it's painted, I'm going to be leaving." She was like, "So you weren't going to tell me about this, so I would have just came home, and your stuff would have been gone?" Basically. And if that had happened, you should have rejoiced and praised God for that. That man is gone. And hopefully, wherever you are moving to, Mr. Gary, I hope they're painting the walls red. Just give it a get coat of red paint. So so that the next time any woman comes in, she'll see that red paint there. She'll be like, Gary, yes. Why is your walls painted red? Oh, it's just to let you know that I'm a big red flag. Oh, really? A red flag? Yeah, I'm toxic. I'm this. I'm controlling. Oh, you're that. You know what? Sorry, Gary. That's gonna be the end of this date. Let me get my purse. You have a good night. Delete my number. Never call me again. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna go one step further. I'm gonna block you. Don't create a burner. Don't get a burner phone. Don't call me on WhatsApp or any other app. Thank you, sir. Good night. That's what you should do. So, Andy's telling him that his therapist is a quack and that she wants to sleep with him. I agree. He says, oh, well, she told me that you would say something like that. Of course she would. I mean, what kind of therapist has her client, her patient, in bed with another woman simulating sex? Okay. So then Andy tells him to leave at one point, right? She says she tells him to leave, right? He says if he do, he won't come back. Don't threaten me with a good time. Please don't do that. Like, I would tell Gary, bye. Don't want you to stay. I don't want to spend this whole time on them, right? So Zach goes home with flowers for Fatima, right? And he tells her that he got the house and that he'll be moving in soon. So he tells her, he wants her to help him decorate, buy a bed and move in. I was like, oh, we moving really fast. The thing is, none of these characters have been together a significant time. And the way that they're moving, it's really fast, right? Because Danny and Preston haven't known each other that long. Sabrina nor Calvin have known each other that long. And Zach and Fatima definitely haven't known each other that long. And Andy and Gary, we don't know about them. Karen and Aaron. Oh, God, I've got to talk about Karen and Aaron. Oh, God. And they're up next. So we're going to pause here and move forward. And this is actually going to wrap up the episode, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. All right, you guys. Yep, this is wrapping up the episode. This is the part of the episode where I didn't understand any of these scenes that we got because a lot of them were unnecessary, especially this scene with Karen and Aaron, right? So Aaron comes over to Karen's house and she's to him, she said he thought she was dressed up. There's candles lit around the house, right? Did she expect for Zach to come over? Okay, Karen. So Karen is at home. Aaron comes over. He has Chinese food. And that was the end of that scene right there. Let's move on. So we see Calvin. Calvin is at the crib. He's cooking, right? And Maurice comes out being his typical self, right? So Maurice asks him what is he doing. He says he's cooking for Sabrina. And Maurice says, Sabrina ain't coming? He's like, what time was she supposed to come? He said 8 o'clock. Maurice said, it is well after 8 o'clock. He says, she's not coming. Let it go. Move on. So then there's a knock at the door. And he's like, see, that's her. So Maurice goes and opens the door, and it's the white guy from the bar, right? The bartender. So I guess word has gotten out about Q robbing the bank. So he's coming over there to basically check on him, but also tell him, I tried to warn you about him. That's something to say to someone who just got held at gunpoint earlier in the day. Tell them, I told you so. But okay. You told him so. That was the thing that I have an issue with Maurice and this other guy. Why do they play stereotypical gay roles? Like they're flamboyant and they're feminine. I don't get it. Is that all Tyler Perry knows about gay people? Like, I just don't get it right. So we move back over to Danny and Preston. So they're actually connecting with each other, right? Now, I'm still on the fence about, I'm not on the fence, I'm still confused. Why is Preston doing this stuff, talking about he wants to fuck and all of this? I'm just like, why? So I'm guessing Preston has listened to some, I think Preston said he listened to some of Danny's music, and, you know, she doesn't listen to his. I really don't care, to keep it real with you guys. So then the last scene of the episode that I saw, Aaron and Karen, right? So Aaron and Karen, they ate their Chinese food and then they sat down to watch a movie, right? So the movie that they watched was a movie where a woman was torn between two men, and she chose a guy. She chose a guy that wasn't her ex, I guess. So Karen asked Aaron, why did he pick that movie? He says it was just random. So she's like, but it's about a girl who was torn between two guys and she didn't pick her ex. Okay. I don't understand. I really don't understand Karen and Aaron. I really don't. Maybe it's because they both annoy my spirit. I don't know. But I really just don't understand them. So then they start making out with each other. He says, I want to make love to you. She says, I don't want you to make love to me. I want you to me. He says, what? I want you to me. Okay, Karen. Now, just earlier, you wanted to call Zach and talk to Zach. Now you want Aaron to you. Okay. Whatever, Karen. Don't really care. That's the episode. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else, and share the video. And until the next one, you guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. All right, you guys.